Hello, do you remember on Monday I told you a big word? We weren't learning new insects or bugs, we were doing consolidation. We were trying to remember all the interesting things that we'd learned. So here today we're going to do more consolidation. So the first thing I want to ask you about is the butterfly. There's no butterfly here today, but I want to ask you, I taught you a big word. When this wing must match this wing. Remember the butterfly? This wing matches this wing. We call it symmetry. Can you say that word? Symmetry. The other thing we call it, we can say it's a mirror image. Just like when you're brushing your teeth in the bathroom, what the picture you see is not a picture of your mom, it's a picture of yourself. It's a mirror image. So that's one thing about the butterfly. Do you remember the butterfly? She doesn't have a mouth to chew. She does what? She sucks up the nectar from the flowers through her long tongue. It works like a straw, and it's called a proboscis. Can you say that word? Proboscis. Yes. And here at Musakili, we've planted beautiful plants called a hibiscus. But a butterfly's tongue is a proboscis. So we know that butterflies' wings are symmetry, and they drink through their proboscis. The other thing is to remember that a baby butterfly is a caterpillar and an adult butterfly has wings. So they go through a life cycle, and that changing was another big word I taught you, metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is the life cycle when the baby does not look like the mommy. So it goes from the egg to the caterpillar, to the pupa, to the adult butterfly who lays the eggs again. So that's enough about the butterfly. Let's talk about the praying mantis. Can you see my praying mantis? I actually found two in the toy box. Now they do this with their front legs. Can you see one? They've got 1, 2, and their third pair of legs is adapted. In other words, it's changed. So what the praying mantis does, he sits and waits, and that's why he's called a praying mantis, because look, it looks like he's praying. As soon as he sees a bug coming, he takes those legs and he grabs his prey. So he does this. He waits and waits and waits and uses his big eyes to look. And all along here, he's got sharp little spikes. Now he sees a butterfly coming along, and what does he do? Snap! And what does he eat first? Do you remember? He eats the brains first. Ugh. I don't want to be a praying mantis because I don't want to eat butterfly brains. Definitely not. So praying mantises eat meat. They eat worms and slugs and butterflies. And here are some, what are they? Grasshoppers, yes. A little grasshopper and a big grasshopper. They have an exoskeleton, 3 pairs of legs joined onto the thorax. The abdomen has got segments, yes. They have antennas, and they can jump very, very high. They have strong mouth parts to eat plants. They don't eat insects or animals, they eat plants. So these praying mantises are the farmer and the gardener's friends, because they eat all the little bugs that spoil the garden or hurt the plants on the farm. But the grasshoppers and locusts are not the farmer's friends, because they will eat the plants. As soon as the little wheat is growing or the soya plants start growing, the grasshoppers will say, yummy, yummy, nice green shoots for me. So farmers like praying mantises. They eat the little creatures that spoil their crops. They don't really like the grasshoppers because the grasshoppers spoil the crops. And the last one we're going to talk about is Buzzy Bee. I didn't think this little bee looked exactly like a bee, but I just thought I'll bring it to show you. You can see the segments. How many times can a bee sting? Only once. Because remember, his sting has got little barbs on the side, little hooks like on a fish hook. When he stings and he pulls out, it damages. But which creature can sting more than once? A wasp. Now bees eat nectar and pollen from the flowers. They collect nectar and pollen, and the wasp catches other animals. So remember that the wasp eats animals and the bee eats nectar and pollen. Who lives inside the beehive? Can you remember? One very big giant queen bee, and she has one job, the only job the queen bee does. She lays her eggs. The boy bees are the drones. They have to stay in the hive. They don't go out. Only the girl bees. The girl bees are the workers. They go out, they go and fetch pollen, they go and fetch nectar, and just give the message to each other. They can't phone on the cell phone and say, hey, I saw some pink flowers down there at Musikili Gardens. No, they have to do a little waggle dance to tell each other where all those lovely hibiscus flowers are, where they can get pollen and nectar. Right, you see if you can tell your mum or your dad all about the creatures that we've learned. And today, all of these animals that we've learned all belong to which family? Can you remember? The insect family. That's all for now. Bye-bye. See you later.